Thanks for joining us. My name is Josh Arsenio from Security Compass, and today I'm joined by Manny Mand, a security consultant on our team. Thanks for joining us, Manny.
Thanks, Josh.
Um, to get us started, maybe you can give us a bit of a background story. Like, how did you get into this industry? How did you get into technology?
Yeah, so I got my start in technology at a pretty young age. And really, I didn't really have a formal degree or experience when I was applying for a lot of these roles. But one company in particular, Security Compass, decided to take a chance on me and put me through technical interviews as opposed to look at my certifications and my degree. Thankfully, I was able to, successfully pass a lot of those technical interviews, and I ended up landing a job in April 2019, which I'm super grateful for. My current focus in information security is specifically in large enterprise. So I really enjoy the challenge of identifying weaknesses in our client systems to really just help protect client data and prevent data breaches. My focus is specifically on product security, so penetration testing. I really enjoy working alongside product engineering teams to really understand what it is they're trying to accomplish and then apply an attacker's mindset to determine the best way to break it.
Interesting. So it's not really a common start, and you're primarily self-taught. How did you go about doing that? How did you teach yourself and to the point where you were able to make it into this industry?
Yeah, so at the time there wasn't exactly Hack the Box or other resources like that around. So I really had to get creative with how I was learning. It was a lot of reading forum posts on stuff like Hack Forums, reading like just textbooks, the Web App Pen Tester's Handbook, as well as just watching various YouTubers that had some like videos about that at the time. So really I think I really appreciate that self-taught approach more because, it really helps me now whenever I'm working on an engagement and I come across a technology I might not have known before. I'm really confident dealing with it because I know I have that ability to sort of self-teach myself when something new arises.
What about certifications? Did you go down that path of doing any certs? Do you find that valuable for your career development?
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely see the value in certifications. And after I joined Security Compass, using our generous learning and growth budget, I managed to pursue a bunch of them. Prior to sort of joining Security Compass, no, I didn't really have any formal certifications or anything. And a part of that was also the cost barrier. Like when you're in high school, you can't exactly afford like a $1,400 pen testing course slash exam. Yeah, like I said, after I joined the company and learned number learning and growth budget, I definitely took advantage of that. Since then, I now have like my OSCP, my OSWP. I did a bunch of training on like IoT security and mobile app testing. So yeah, it's been really great.
Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, I can see how that can be a barrier to entry, especially when you're just getting started. But good on you for having the grit, determination to learn yourself. And yeah, I found that Security Compass does hire on potential and capability, and so the interview process can be pretty strenuous, to say the least. So glad to see you made it through and that you were able to join the team and find success here. You talked earlier about product security, and so really helping to bring security into creating new things, creating new technologies for the world to adopt, to kind of fuel and kind of underpin business, new unique business ideas, and helping that happen securely. So I guess that would really kind of require you to have a good insight as to what the emerging threats are and how they coincide with the emerging technologies. So I'd like to see, what do you think is emerging trends? What is going to be like some security considerations for tomorrow?
Yeah, so I'd say the two biggest trends, at least that I see, are cloud and IoT. It's no surprise that cloud adoption has risen dramatically over the past few years, and I do think we're eventually going to get to the point where most organizations are going to be on a cloud versus traditional type of infrastructure workload. So I do see lots of demand for participants and consultants that do have that cloud security expertise, which is something we do great. We have like this amazing team of AWS consultants that does all types of work. And then another thing is really just IoT, right? So I mean, the number of IoT devices 5 years from now versus now, it's insane how many there are. And I don't remember the exact statistic, but they said there would be something like 5 or 6 billion IoT devices by like 2024. And a lot of these are being adopted in medical industry and these other sensitive industries where life is often one of the things they're dealing with, right? It's not just data at that point. So I really do see a lot of demand for professionals with that skill set to sort of identify weaknesses in IoT devices, and sort of find vulnerabilities in smart devices.
Yeah, I'd agree with that for sure. And when you're talking about deployed devices, managing the ongoing security, not just like the first time you use it, but is it going to stay secure? Are you able to support it and manage it for the life of that device? Um, and even for the creators that are creating these solutions, making sure that the ergonomics of security for those devices is secure by default and easy to deploy in a secure way, which is something that I think historically has been a bit of a challenge. A lot of these devices are about ease of functionality and deployment, with security as kind of a secondary, the last chapter in the instruction manual. So yeah, I totally agree. I can see that becoming even more of an important trend that we're going to see, and that needs to have attention. So, Mandy, I know that you're really active in the community, and outside of security companies. Maybe give us a bit of an insight as to what else you're up to.
Yeah, so I founded this great organization called Hackers for Change. So we're a nonprofit based out of Toronto that provides free offensive cybersecurity services to charities and nonprofits. We're looking to roll out some additional stuff such as security awareness training and SSDLC services, but that's going to be rolled out a little bit later this year. So the reason why we were founded is primarily because we recognize that even though there is a giant sort of lack of cybersecurity talent, there's a lot of unfulfilled roles. And the reason behind this is because more oftentimes than not, employers really want to see that formal experience. But as a junior in the industry, how do you get that formal experience if everyone requires that experience, right? So it almost creates that sort of conundrum a lot of students are trapped in. So through Hackers for Change, we actually offer students, people from marginalized communities or anyone from any walk of life, the chance to collaborate with our seniors, collaborate with our team, and have the chance to do guided penetration tests from reconnaissance to reporting, all while under the guise of a senior consultant that is vetted and has industry experience, and while also just sort of developing their skills using internal resources we made. So, we've made like methodologies, checklists, like a really detailed wiki, and we really just provide all of this in the hopes of, making sure our junior consultants get the most learning as possible. So not only do charities and nonprofits get secured, we help gear up that next sort of generation of cybersecurity talent for careers. And we make, I like to think we make an impact.
Wow, that's incredible. Providing that kind of mentorship opportunity to people that are coming up in the industry and applying it to make meaningful change in the world. So it's an apt title of the organization. Interesting stuff. How do people get in touch with Hackers for Change?
Yeah, so if you're a charity looking for free cybersecurity services, or if you are someone that wants to enter the cybersecurity industry and sort of start a career in penetration testing, check out our website hackersforchange.com. Both charities and volunteers can just sort of apply online, and a representative will get in touch with you, and sort of walk you through the process. Everything is really well documented on our website as well in terms of how it looks from the start of the engagement to the end. So a lot of the questions that anyone might have can definitely be answered there. But we also have a contact us on our site. So if you do have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to us through that, and we'll get back to you.
What's the URL for the website?
It's hackersforchange.com.
That's pretty easy to remember. Okay, so if you're a budding security practitioner that wants some experience with professional services, or if you're a charity or a not-for-profit organization that has a good cause and intentions in what you're doing, Manny can play matchmaker. Him and his organization of Hackers for Change can help you out. Great, that's awesome. So I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Josh.